Difference of perfect squares. Good job. So that would factor into x minus 7 and x plus 7. Okay, that's what we should have had. Again, it has that difference of squares format to it. Is there any other difference of squares on the paper of the top 6? Which one? 5. You'd have to get really creative to make that a difference of perfect squares because it is a difference. But then since if that was like 9x squared, that would be a perfect square. Or 9y squared. So that's not a difference of perfect squares. Number 2, yeah. So we've got x squared, y squared. So that would be x minus y and x plus y. Again, how do you check yourself when you factor to make sure you did it right? Yeah, you either FOIL it or distribute it back in. Good job. So you would first, outside, inside, and last. Okay. So hopefully you're seeing that the orange there in the middle, those xy's will become 0, and you've got x squared minus y squared. Okay, so again, the way you check is you would FOIL it back in. Check by FOIL. Hopefully this is somewhat of a review. If it's not a review, that's why I'm doing it right now. Hopefully you're learning it okay for the first time right now. Is 3 a difference of perfect squares? They're both squares, but it's not a difference. It's not subtraction. There is no sum of perfect squares. You can look it up and if you don't believe me, but a sum of perfect squares will not get you anything factored. So this is actually done. This cannot be factored. Okay, cannot be factored. Over here, if we jump to number 5, the one that's not a difference of perfect square, but we can pull out, this would be a greatest common factor one, where you can pull out an x from both of those, and you're left with x minus 3. That's actually the first step you always want to try, is to look for a greatest common factor. That's actually your best bet to make your life a lot easier. Okay. Number 6, does that look a lot like the answer of number 5? Yes, it's because it's already been factored. That one is also done. It cannot be factored any farther. Okay. Now, number 4, that is what really gets us. People either like, dude, I got it. I learned how to do this a long time ago, or we have had a hard time ever since we learned it for the first time. So, a couple different ways to do it. I'm going to just show you the guess and check way right now because that's probably what you're going to get in calculus when you jump into that next year, if you are. So the guess and check way is that I am guessing that since it's a 3x squared out front, I've got to have 3x and x. I don't have any other options. I can't do 2x and 1x because 2x times 1x is not 3x squared. You'd have to pick things that multiply to get 3x squared. Then the number at the back, that's what determines what goes at the back of each parenthesis. So the factors of 4 are just 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. Now, if you're strong with numbers, you can probably start to see how to get 11 from 3, 1x, and then 1 and 4 and 2 and 2. But some of us might not be seeing it right now. Does anybody see how I'm going to get 11 from 3, 1, and then 1 and 4 or 2 and 2? How could I possibly get 11 out of all that? 3 times 4 minus 1. Yep. So if that's Ella trying this top one here. So if I put the 4 right here and the 1 right there, when I FOIL this thing, I'm going to get first, so I'm not going to write that down just because it's a quick check. Outside will be 3x. Inside will be 4x. Does 3x and 4x make 11? No, it doesn't. It either makes 7 or 1. So I want to retry 4 and 1 like this. I intentionally did that to mess it up. Just in case you're wondering. So now if I check my work, again, this is the guess and check way, so it involves a decent amount of erasing, which does get annoying. So that would be 3 times 1. 3x times 1 is... Did I just write the exact same thing again? Yes, I did. Yep, that's embarrassing. You can shame me for that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Lord. All right, so we've got outside 3x times 4 is 12x. Inside 1x times 1x is 1x. and I would want to make sure to subtract those to get 11x. So playing with the signs, I need to get a positive 4 to make it positive 12, and a negative 1 to make a negative 1x, giving me 11x.